right direction is always better than going blindly, not knowing anything, putting hard work, and at the end of the day not getting any result. Now this video will change the way you are thinking English, the way you will be thinking about English. This video will definitely help you the way you are talking, the way you will be talking. Hello guys, this is Raj, and in the today's video definitely I'm going to talk about how you can read, how you can write, how you can recall English. Now this video is applicable for students plus working profession as well as also. Now how working professionals also will get the benefit from this video. Now this video definitely is dedicated towards for mostly on the students, those who are from non-English medium background. Now they want to change their studies, means they were in their schools, now they want to do the higher study. For them English is needed, for them all the subjects that they are studying, they should have to study in English, means subject will remain same, but instead of studying in your native language you have to study it on your English language. And that's what I'm going to talk about, that how do you do that, how you will be able to do that. Means before I start today's video, let me tell you one thing, that is, first of all, hit the big like button so that it can motivate me to make more videos, and that's what I'm going to talk about, and that's what is really motivating me to make more videos for you, so that I can keep on making such kind of videos. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, definitely do subscribe my channel so that you can get notified whenever I'll be uploading any important video related to English, right? So let's get started. Now first thing that I wanted to ask you and wanted to tell you, that is what you are doing. What you are doing means you have to understand basic things. First of all, what kind of problems we have. Now we have problems like whenever we are studying anything in English from our childhood, if especially we are the non-English medium students, that time what do? We do translate, and we take lot of times to recall these things because we are translating from our mother tongue to English. And another thing is that you are scrutinizing each and every sentence, whether the sentence structure is good, whether sentence, and also whenever you are recalling those English paragraphs or anything, that time you are thinking that this English should be good, English sentence structure should be completely perfect. Only then you can find or you can get the right marks. But let me tell you, it is the problem of yours. The way you are thinking, that is not correct. Even I used to think like that. Whatever I am doing, whatever things I am doing, like I am translating, this is the best method for a non-English medium student. What we can do, we can just only translate from our mother tongue to English, and we can learn this paragraphs, essays that we had one subject of English in our schooling days. Now let me tell you, this is the higher studies, or even in case of if you are a working professional, that time you may have to write email or you may have to read lot of notice, legal notice, that is in English, but you are coming from non-English medium background, so how will you be able to do that? Now you have to translate, now you have to check whether the sentence structure is correct or not. Whenever you are writing, you are checking, keep on checking whatever I have written, that is correct or not, sure there is some grammatical mistakes or not, everything you are checking. Now if I talk about the student prospect, now in the higher studies, just because your subjects are going to be in English, means suppose I am taking the example of finance. Now in finance, if you are studying accounts, if you are studying taxation, if you are studying all this is tax laws, account concept are still remain same, like whatever it is in Hindi, whatever it is in Bengali, that are the same things that will be written in English, but the main thing is that you have to study everything in English. Now this is the problems. How do you recall all these things in English? Now these problems can be sought out by following some simple steps or simple approach that I'm going to tell you in this video. So I hope that one thing that you have understood, the problem that is with us, because we cannot recall so many things in English, because we are not supposed to do that, because because we haven't done this. Since from childhood only we would do relative, means very small portion of our study in English, like one English subject we had in our schooling days. We just did it, somehow we got pass marks, somehow we were able to clear our English subject, somehow we, if I'm assuming, might be you are a good student, but I'm talking about my mind, right? So I was a very bad student in English. I just used to get less marks in comparison with other you can say subjects. So definitely I'm talking about me. I don't know about you, you might be good student, right? But one thing that you have to understand, now this time you have to recall all these things in English, you have to read all these things in English, you have to write all these things in English. So first of all, understand that one thing, that is difference between school study and college or higher studies. Where you are in school, you have only one subject that you could do in such a way, like translating and recalling each and every word, how the way sentence structure is written, and scrutinizing all these things that you can do in your schooling days, because you had only one subject of English. Not at all very pressurizing thing. Now the comparison with that, now you have bigger tasks to do. You have to recall all these things in English, you have to write all these things in English, you have to read all these things in English, you have to understand all these things in English. So it is relatively tough task to do. So here I am telling you one fact that you have to understand, that is, in the higher studies no one is caring about lot of mistakes that you are making. Means what I'm trying to say, if your tax, suppose I am taking the example of tax. Okay, now in tax, you know very well there are tax laws are there, tax rates are there. Now if you are writing some preposition mistakes, if you are writing some grammatical mistake in while writing in your examination, examiner will not check it. That examiner will check that whether you have written tax laws correctly or not, whether you have written tax rates correctly or not, whether you have written the sections correctly or not. That will be checked. Yes, if you are making so many mistakes, like your sentence is not understood by the people, means you are making completely broken English, that time obviously they will cut your marks. But at least you can write, you can make them understand about your whatever you want to write about any particular subjects like taxation. If your you can say that if your tax laws are correct, if your sentence if your sections are correct, definitely you will get lot of marks, means you will get good marks. You can apply this on any subjects, not only in tax. So right, you may have mathematics, you may have physics, you may have chemistry, so you may apply on that. I'm not talking about any general particular subject. One thing that you can do, that is think it in English. Now this is very important to understand. Now I will tell you the example of me and my two friends. Now what they did, definitely I will tell you. First of all, I would like to tell you one thing, that these two friends that I'm talking about, they and me, both of us have came from non-English medium background. Now what did we do? That is, you have to understand very carefully, what did we do. Like when we actually started doing our higher studies, means I'm talking about, it could be anything like graduation or anything, that time we thought that okay, we have come from non-English media, how we can do that. Now I still recall my days when I started you can say that when I started actually studying all these things in English, that time it was very tough for me, it was very challenging for me. So initial days I would translate all these things from my mother tongue to English and I would try to recall. But what I understood after 10 days or 15 days later, that in this way nothing will happen. It will become your habit and you will do entire of your life. You will do it till the rest of your life. You will be translating from your mother tongue to English, and that is not the solution. So if you want to, and it would take lot of time from me, means comparison with a student who is recalling all these particular questions within 10 minutes, and that I would take more than 30 minutes. So I do not want to waste that much of time for me. So for that, what I decided, now I decided to that I will change entire environment in English. Means I started watching YouTube English videos, YouTube English concept videos. I started watching some conversational videos so that I can understand about English, right? And another thing is that listening also helped me a lot to actually focus on and recall, because I started making an environment of English speaking where I could understand that everywhere English is there. Now you have to read also, that is in English. You have to recall, that is in English. Whatever you are listening, that is also in English, and you have to write it also in English, right? So this is the things that I did, and I understood that importance of focusing on language. Now in higher studies, teachers are not concerned about your mistakes. You may have seen that in schooling days, teacher would cut marks if you have written any wrong sentence, like a wrong sentence structure and all these things. Teacher would cut marks. But let me tell you, in higher studies like MBA or any graduation or masters, they do not check like that. They are checking the relevant portions, that you have written the right thing or not about that particular case study, about that particular chemistry portion or anything else. You have written it correctly or not, that will be checked. Not at all your sentence structure and grammar structure, right? Yes, it will be checked. If it is completely broken, then you will get less marks. Otherwise, obviously. And one thing that you have to understand, suppose you started studying, now tomorrow is not your exam, like you have exam of later on 5 months later, so you have time of 5 months to do the net practice. Now you can write, you can make mistake, but when you will appear for examination, that time you will be realizing that yes, now I can write better sentence structure, I can write, I can recall, because you have spent significant amount of time. And one thing I want to tell you, that is, do study and make proper environment where English is there. Now initial days, I know that it is tough task to do, but let me tell you, it is the way to do it. Otherwise, I don't know how much difficulties you are carrying on in your head, I don't know, but initial days, 1 month, you will be feeling that I cannot able to recall all these things in English, I cannot able to think it in English, I have to translate. No, do not do that. Try. Definitely one day translation problem will be removed. In my friend's case, I have seen they have done it really, and today they are writing wonderful English. So how did they do? These are the simple approach they have followed, and that's why they are able to do it today. So do it and learn it. Do not think it that how it works and all. Do not think that whether we will be able to do that or not. You will be able to do that. That's why I'm telling you, do that and get the better understanding about all these things. Definitely it's going to help you. And another thing is that focus on the relevant portions. In initial days, you have to just read all this sentence and all these things, words, I know, but when you will be pro in that matter, after 5 months, you will be able to study like as you are studying all these things in your native language. So you will be able to do that. I'm telling you this fact, you definitely will be able to do that. Not at all tough task, but give significant amount of time. Last tips, that is one I want to tell you, that is bonus tip. Now those who are speaking English, they know very well how to think in English, they know very well how English is spoken. So similar like that, why you are not applying it in your reading, writing, recalling? So if you are speaking also, that means your entire English environment is changed, means you are speaking, writing, reading and understanding, recalling all this thing in English, right? So definitely for them it's a bonus tip. But if you are not also speaking English, definitely this approach definitely will help you. But start thinking it as, do not prioritize too much on English, prioritize on your subject, that is good, and focus on your English environment. That will build a good significant amount of value in your life, and that will create an impact on your studies. And if you are working profession, you will be also do and write a draft email and read the legal notice and many more things, right? So definitely you will be able to do that. I hope that you have understood the concept of doing all these things, how you can do and all these things. And I would say that thank you for watching till the end. Definitely I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and bye bye.